We're all about facts, not fears, mac and cheese, and providing information to keep you and your loved ones safe. Our very favorite Dr. Payal Kohli joins us live. Oh, wow. Okay. She's serious with some good jewelry today. I like it. Before we get to some viewer questions, I want to bring back a video of a restaurant in Colorado. This is only half an hour away from where Al and I are sitting in the DBL studio. It's a coffee shop. It's full of people for Mother's Day. Waits were as long as 2 hours. And as you can see, no one's wearing a mask. Duck, what's your instinct to say, really honestly, when you see videos like this?
You know, Tori, I was really upset when I saw this video because we do know for a fact, and science unequivocally tells us that events like this are going to be what are called spreader events, which means for sure they're going to lead to a surge in cases. And even if one person at this restaurant was exposed, you can imagine the number of people they've exposed and then the number of people those people will then subsequently expose. And at this point, the only defense we have against this virus without a vaccine, without a treatment, is social distancing and masks. And when people do things like this, such as what's seen in the video, you're actually playing with American lives. And we are going to pay the price of this with the surge in cases in 2 weeks. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind.
Wow, well said.
All right, we have a really interesting question from Valentina here. She asks, if I take my mask off and put it on the dashboard in my car in the sun, will the UV rays kill any virus that's on the mask?
So, you know, UV light has been shown to be effective at inactivating the virus. It's UVB light that's effective, and it has to be exposed for 30 minutes. Having said that, the amount of UVB light in sunlight and the amount that actually penetrates the atmosphere to get to your dashboard is probably not enough to inactivate the virus. So it probably won't hurt to put your mask on the dashboard, but I wouldn't count on it working on the virus.
That's good to know. Joan writes in, I run around the house disinfecting handles, doorknobs. How do I know when the wipe is no longer effective? That is such
really
a good question.
Yes, I wonder that too.
Because I'm using that down to the threads.
You're my girl. I love that you're disinfecting everything. Basically, as soon as the wipe dries out, so if you wipe something with it and it's no longer wet, it's not working anymore.
Oh. Okay.
All right, that was pretty basic knowledge. Should have known that one. I'm embarrassed.
Easy.
Josephine has a question about exercise. She says it's difficult to walk briskly outside for exercise while wearing a mask. How can I keep up my fitness routine with the mask guidelines in place? I actually kind of dealt with this when I ran for Mr. Arbery last week. I was like catching it, you know.
That's why I walked.
I tried. It is hard. You guys, I find it hard too, especially as the weather's warming up. So I do have a few suggestions. The first is you can try working out indoors, like a treadmill or an elliptical, or I watch Zumba videos on YouTube. And that can be a nice way to not actually wear a mask. But if you're somebody who wants to get out of the house and get outside, then there are a few other suggestions. One is to carry a pocket fan, one of those little fans, because the circulation actually helps your sensation of breathlessness a lot. The second is to try to go early in the morning before people are out, because if there's nobody around, you can probably get away without wearing that mask, but you have to go real early when there's no one around. The third is to try to hit up high schools and actually walk on the track, because it's, you know, we know schools are closed and those areas are usually secluded or abandoned. And the last suggestion I have is to keep the mask in your pocket, and if you see anyone coming, even in the distance, you put it on right away, and that's a way you can try to work around having to wear it all the time when you're exercising.
That's what I've been doing, but people don't like that.
No.
Like when they're approaching you, put the mask on, they're like, hey, I don't got it, you got it.
You move along. I need to see some of your Zumba moves later, but before we go, it's time for Dr. Kohli's silver lining. Al?
Silver linings, y'all.
Today you want to talk about an amazing unemployment program in Pakistan. Tell us all about it.
Yes, you guys, this is called the Tree Tsunami, and it's essentially a program over 5 years to plant 10 billion trees in Pakistan. Wow. And I was just so moved when I saw this because, number one, it put 63,000 people back to work. So for them, it's really the difference between starvation and survival. So it gave them a job. It's obviously helping, you know, the environment by putting in all these trees, and it's really good for our mental health to do gardening as well. And it reminds me a lot of what we did after the Great Depression when FDR did a similar program here in the United States. So it's all about history repeating itself and us learning those lessons again and again.
That's true. FDR during the Depression, he came up with a lot of the New Deal, which was to get people back to work for their dignity as well as money in their pockets. So good to hear from you. We would expect some Zumba later, but I'll get that out.
And also I need to know where to find one of those tiny personal fans when the state fair isn't in town.
You can get it. Target. All right, thanks, doctor. Of course, Dr. Kohli will be back tomorrow. If you have a question about coronavirus you want answered, write us on social media. You can also email info@dailyblastlive.com.